Welcome dear students. In today's class, we will continue with Math Vocabulary Part 2. Those who could not attend Math Vocabulary Part 1, please watch the recorded video available on YouTube. The link is available in the description box below. Let's start the class now. We are going to review types of numbers and their definitions. Let's start with natural numbers. Natural numbers are also known as counting numbers. Natural numbers are those numbers which start from 1. The numbers is denoted by capital N, as you can see here. So capital N is equal to set of all natural numbers which starts from 1. So which is the first natural number, children? 1 is the first natural number. And is there any last natural number? No, there is no last natural number. So can anybody define what is natural numbers? Yes, numbers which start from 1 are known as natural numbers. How do we denote collection of natural numbers? By capital letter N. Whole numbers. Numbers which start from 0 are known as whole numbers. The collection of all whole numbers is denoted by capital W. Or if 0 is included in the collection of natural numbers, then the collection are known as whole numbers. So set of whole numbers is equal to starting with 0. There is no end for whole numbers. So if you want to sum up in our mind, we can sum up like this. Whole numbers is equal to 0 plus all the natural numbers or counting numbers together makes whole numbers. Now children, can anybody tell me how we can define integers or what are integers? The collection of all whole numbers. In that we're having natural numbers plus 0. We have already learned in our previous section. And negative of natural numbers are called integers. Once again, the collection of all whole numbers, that is your natural numbers plus 0, and negative of natural numbers are called integers. How do we denote integer? It is means integers are denoted by capital Z. Why by capital Z? Because capital G comes from the German word zählen, which means to count. So integers are set of all whole numbers and negative of natural numbers. Now we are going to learn about rational numbers. What do you mean by rational numbers, children? In rational numbers, we are going to include all the natural numbers, whole numbers and integers. All these three makes rational numbers. So how we can define now? A number R is called a rational number if it can be written in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0. The collection of all rational numbers is denoted by capital Q. You can see here, rational comes from the word ratio and Q comes from the word quotient. Rational numbers also include natural numbers, whole numbers and integers. If we have to write in the form of P by Q, where Q should not be equal to 0 and these both P and Q should belong to integers. Now we are going to learn about irrational numbers. So a number S is called irrational number if it cannot be written in the form of P by Q, where p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0. If it is written in the form of p by q, then the whole set will come under rational numbers. But if it cannot be written in the form of p by q, it will come under irrational numbers. As the rational numbers are infinite, so the irrational numbers are also infinite. The collection of all irrational numbers is denoted by capital P or S. And like this, if you see, for example, root over 2, root over 3, root over 5, pi plus 1 by 2 plus root over 3, all these are examples of irrational numbers. What are real numbers? The collection of all rational numbers and irrational numbers together make up what we call the collection of real numbers, which are denoted by capital R. So a real number is either rational or irrational. Now how we can define decimal number? A decimal number can be defined as a number whose whole part and the fractional part is separated by a decimal point. The dot in a decimal number is called a decimal point. The digits following the decimal point show a value smaller than 1. Every decimal can be written as a fraction. A decimal fraction is a fraction whose denominator is 10 or a multiple of 10 like 100, 1000, 10,000, etc. Now let's understand fractions. Fractions represent equal parts of a whole or a collection. Now fraction of a whole, when we divide a whole into equal parts, each part is a fraction of the whole. For example, you can see here we have divided the circle into 4 equal parts. Out of 4 equal parts, we have shaded 3 parts. So its fraction is 3 out of 4. This is 3 by 4. Similarly, for this is 2 by 3. We are finding the fraction for shaded part out of total equal parts. Here we are having 8 by 10. Now fraction of collection. Fractions also represent parts of a set or collection. So here what we can see here all the collection of cards. On that cards we are having animals and flowers and fruits. So they are asking what fraction of cards show below are the animal cards. So animal means out of the total 5 cards, only 2 cards are of animals card. So 2 by 5. Now if you see in this picture, children, three groups are given, and in those 3 groups equal number of apples are arranged, 4, 4, 4. But out of the 3 groups, one group we can find worms in the apples. So how we need to denote it in the fraction for 1 by 3rd of the groups has worms. Now children, can anybody in the class tell me what is the difference between a fraction and a rational number? Since both has the denominators, both a fraction and a rational number has denominator like numerator and denominator, but is there any difference between fraction and rational number? A fraction is any number of the form a by b where both a and b are whole numbers. So remember, fractions only restrict or fractions are limited to whole numbers only. On the other hand, a rational number is a number which is in the form of p by q. Even fraction is also in the form of p by q. Okay, but denominator is not equal to 0. These are same in both fraction and rational number. But fraction means whole numbers and rational numbers, they are integers. They are integers in the form of p by q, and fractions are whole numbers in the form of p by q. Thank you children. That's all for today's class. And do like, share and subscribe my channel, and also share my videos to all your friends. Thank you for your time and patience.